Hello, welcome to 6 Year Box. This is the tactical analysis, tactical board match analysis before the game between Chelsea and Tottenham at Stamford Bridge, Carabao Cup, semi-finals, quarterfinals, semi-finals, and Happy New Year again. Once again, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Make sure you follow all our, videos, like, comment on all our videos. It's a free community, it's a free world. Everything is free. Make sure you comment on all our videos and all our content. Planning on giving out something for one of our subscribers. It's gonna be something coming up very soon. Just to say thank you to one of our subscribers. So if you're interested, please watch this space for all our videos, and there'll be more details about that coming up later. So this is tactical board, tactical analysis, where we look at the game between Tottenham, Chelsea and Tottenham. I'm gonna share my screen now, bring up the board, and that's the board that we're using. And we're gonna dive straight into it. Let's just make it a little bit big, and that's the board. The way the two teams we set up, these are the two teams that we play. Personnel might be different. I don't know how Tottenham will play for Chelsea, because apparently they got some injuries. Home team, okay. Chelsea attacking, how they would look to break down Tottenham, and now Tottenham will set up. Tottenham will set up in this formation. I've got a feeling they will try and fill the center spaces up, and then they will try and be compact like that. And Emerson will probably be there as well. That's the way Tottenham will set up. Chelsea, if Lukaku plays, will be up there. Havertz will be in there because they play with a 4-3. These three are very fluent. They interchange positions really, really well. Mount especially drives into these areas. Let me just get my arrows out. Yeah, so Mount will be driving into these areas to cause a lot of problems for Tottenham. He'll be driving into those areas. Let's get rid of that. I need another one, a better one this time. Let's see, which one can we get? Can we get? So Mount will be, coming into these areas to cause a lot of problems for Tottenham. Coming into that area to get a lot of problems with it. No, man, come on. What's going on with my arrows today, man? I need a straight arrow, a straight line. We need a straight line. So yeah, Mount will be going into those areas from these positions. We'll be making runs into those areas. Havertz too will be coming into these areas when Chelsea have the ball. Chelsea will look to dominate play through Jorginho getting on the ball. Most of the time, we'll be the one to set up the plays. Alonso will be bombing up there. The play with wingbacks will be arriving into these areas. This three will push up. Chelsea will look to squeeze up the pitch against Tottenham. I don't know if Tottenham are going to see or sit or go and press. But this is how Chelsea will look to break them down. As Kante will come in and try and build up the play as well. But Jorginho will be the man setting up the plays. He will put the ball, get passes into these areas for this two, or for Lukaku as well. And then they will switch the play as they want. So they can switch it from the left to the right and looking for the fullbacks arriving in these areas. Or looking for the fullbacks arriving in these areas with those passes into those areas. So they'll look to switch the play to get Alonso into this area and looking to get crosses into the box. So looking to get crosses into these areas from both sides, or they might even arrive there to score goals. So this is how I think Chelsea will play. That's how they've been playing. They will look to attack Tottenham from these sides, the fullbacks, the wing backs, sorry, and they've been really successful in terms of doing that. They will look to switch the play as well. So Tottenham defend will be dragged across from right to left. Lukaku, another way they look to do that is to play this ball from Jorginho into Lukaku's feet, and Lukaku will look to pin down Dyer, or he might even attract Sanchez to him as well, depending on what side he's on. Or my guess is he might try and pull on to Davies, because I think Davies might be the weakest link in that three at the back that Tottenham plays. So he might look to get the ball in these areas, get the ball, look to get the ball into those areas and try and cause damage from there by pinning Davies and then attracting Dyer. So that's the way Chelsea will play. No doubt about that. That's the way they've been playing. This will switch they'll move very far. We've seen Rudiger doing some crazy runs, running into different areas, picking up plays. So Chelsea will look to squeeze up the pitch really high like that, so they can squeeze Tottenham right in and pick up all the loose balls in these areas as well. Yeah, so let's remove all the lines. So look at to pick up the balls in this area as well. So in these areas of the pitch, when the attack breaks down, they'll look to pick up the balls from this area and this part of the pitch, depending on how what do you call it? How deep Tottenham are. So they'll pick up the ball in this area. These three will look out to pick up the loose ball with Kante as well. Jorginho putting those passes in. They'll look up to pick up any loose balls and squeeze Tottenham, really squeeze Tottenham into those areas. That's the way Chelsea will look to get their joy. And then that's the way Chelsea will look to win this game. In terms of Tottenham, what can Tottenham do in these areas? This is how, if Tottenham play a deep line, this is what will happen. This is what I think Tottenham will do. I'm not saying they're going to play this way. They might decide to go and press Tottenham, go and press Chelsea high, which I doubt. But if they do, they'll probably there'll be a lot of spacing behind. Tottenham don't have pacey defenders. Sanchez is the quickest, so I don't think Tottenham are going to go that way. Tottenham will look to make Chelsea go wide, so they'll pack the midfield like that, make Chelsea go wide, and they will look to make Chelsea go this way, which is Chelsea's strength as well. So that will be a very dangerous game from Tottenham. They can't afford to let Chelsea's wing backs get up here and get crosses into these areas. They can't afford to do that, get crosses into these areas. Tottenham can't afford to do that. They can try with other teams, but if they do with Chelsea, they'll pay for it, because Chelsea, they've got players in those areas that can put dangerous balls into the box. Not only that, they can get into these areas, like when they switch plays from left to right, they can arrive into the box at the right time. And Reguilon has to be very careful. So I think Tottenham trying to make Chelsea go that way might be very dangerous. I think they need to stop the cross coming in as well. So when he goes in there, they need a situation whereby they need to force him. They need to try and force him. They need to try and force what do you call it? Force Alonso to come back inside here. They need to force him to go in there. So Tottenham have to defend this side, so they don't let him go wide to get the crosses in. They need to force him. So he should be there. Emerson should be there. Mora, whoever playing, should be there. So look to force him to come back inside and play that ball into this area. And then Tottenham should move across with Højbjerg and everybody shoving across a little bit, not too much, with a little bit of, just to see what's going on the other side, because they will switch that play very quickly as well if you get overloaded on the inside, on Tottenham's right-hand side. So that's what Tottenham will do. They should do. They shouldn't let Chelsea get the ball into these areas and get crosses in. Same thing on the right as well. When he has the ball on this side, what's his name? James, The Tottenham should be very careful. Son should come in here. They should look to block him and let him go back that way. Let him go back that way into Jorginho every single time. That's where Tottenham will get joy. Let them go back into these areas and let them play into that area. And then Tottenham will defend that way. Kane might not will need to defend that way. I'm not sure if Tottenham will drop that deep. I think they might push up a little bit to somewhere like there and start their, what do you call it, start their defending from that side, from that area. That's what I think Tottenham would do. But this is where Tottenham will get joy. So if they do that, they keep bringing Chelsea back. Let me get rid of this line. If they keep bringing Chelsea back into these central areas by not letting them get crosses in, if Chelsea keeps coming back into these central areas, then Tottenham can actually press. As soon as the ball goes into that area, then Kane, Skip, or Højbjerg can actually press. And if the ball comes, if they go in and Tottenham win that ball in this area, win it there from Skip, then Tottenham can actually, from Højbjerg, Tottenham can actually do, what do you call it, a lot of damage if they win the ball there. Then it is on. You see Lucas making that run back that way, going that side into the space against Rudiger. Fancy Lucas all day long. That's what Tottenham needs to do, get Lucas and Rudiger in a foot race. And sometimes that's all it takes in a foot race. Play that ball around the corner, maybe play, if Sanchez wins it, play it here into Højbjerg, finds, plays it straight to Lucas and try and get this foot race going on between Lucas and Rudiger. On the other side as well, if Tottenham winning through Skip, they win the ball on this side, then there's going to be a foot race with Sonny going that way as well. So Sonny and Chalobah, if Chalobah is playing, I think that might help Chelsea a little bit because I think he's got more pace. Sonny will look to run into this area. The ball will come into that area as well. And then it is going to be a foot race between Chalobah and Sonny on the left, or Lucas and Rudiger on the right. Then in the middle, you have Kane running into those areas, trying to get into the box. And then you get Skip or Højbjerg. I've got a feeling he's going to play wings instead of Skip, or one of the two, or he might even play two defensive midfielders. But wherever he plays, that's where Tottenham will get their joy. And if they can get into those areas, they're going to cause Chelsea a lot of problems, especially Sonny. If Sonny wins this foot race, he's in on goal. And then you know what Sonny is going to do. He's going to try and cut inside there. And then, with Sonny, if he gets into these areas, it's deadly. And if he's moving from that side and he gets the ball into that area, then that's where Tottenham will get their joy. Mendy is off as well. Mendy won't be playing. I think he's off to the African Nations Cup. So it's going to be Kepa in goal. I'm going to change that. Mendy is off to the African Nations Cup. So it's going to be Kepa in goal. It's not the same goal, but it's not as big as Mendy. So on that note, Tottenham will have a little bit of joy in terms of goal, in terms of scoring goals. Set pieces as well. Chelsea are very good at set pieces and corners. What they normally do are corners, which I've seen them do a couple of times, is what they normally do at corners is when they have a corner, Rudiger is normally in here somewhere. The corner is coming from the left, from there. Rudiger will be there somewhere. We can put all these ones in there. Rudiger will be there. Kante might be there. Jorginho at the edge of the box. Mount in the box as well. But Rudiger normally runs into these areas and tries to get on the ball with the front post. So Tottenham should be careful in terms of corners. When they have corners, Tottenham needs to be careful at corners. So when the corners come, Rudiger is normally in these areas. So if the corners come from there, Rudiger is normally, if he comes from there, Rudiger is normally in these areas. If he comes from here, he's normally in this area. So he goes for the front post every single time to get the ball, to head the ball. Tottenham have to be very careful at corners. If Rudiger is playing, scored a couple of goals from corners against teams in the Premier League. So that's the way I think the game will go. The two teams will set up, two teams will try and attack each other. Chelsea will play with their wing backs as normal, push up the wing backs, try and force Tottenham's wing backs the other way. They'll try and squeeze up the pitch, play a high line. I think that's what they'll do. With Jorginho on the ball dictating the pace of the game. And if they dominate that midfield, that's where the problem will be for Tottenham, I think, in this game. And then for Tottenham, they'll look to play on the counter. That's the only way that I think they can play. They can't go and press Chelsea because they don't have quick defenders, so they can't squeeze up the pitch. I'll be surprised if they do that. But I think Chelsea might just have the edge because they've got a good record against Tottenham at Stamford Bridge. So I'm going for like a slim victory for Chelsea, maybe a 2-1. But depending on what the formation and depending on the team that they will pick, Tottenham might actually win the game because Tottenham looks a bit more stronger in terms of players available. So looking forward to the game. It should be a cracking game. Thank you very much for watching this tactical analysis, tactical board. That's what we call it. We look forward to the game. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. There's a watch along as well. And yeah, it should be a good game. Thank you very much and stay safe.
That is available. It's the ball he plays. Another into the area. Over to Harry Kane. This should wrap it up. And it has. Harry Kane. That is available.